Hello everyone, Merlin's Hands here. Welcome back. It's been a while, but I've been working on a special little project over here, and I'm happy to report some of my results. I have with me, only a day out since release, the new Black Magic Ritual structure deck for Rush Duels. Managed to get my hands on one of these, but not just one, not just two, but three structure decks. So I'm all set to go. So that means I also have the promos with me. Also, Luke kind of got separated. But because I got these at a campaign store, I also have one of these. These are promo deck boxes that you get for actually buying these structure decks in the stores. So because I bought three structure decks, I got not one, not two, but three structure decks, structure boxes. So we'll see what designs we get later on. But for now, we're just gonna crack open one of these and see what are the contents inside. All right. Looks like the main man himself is on the front. The Magician of Black Chaos himself. Ritual from the extra deck, not the main deck, importantly in Rush. So let's see what else we get in here. I mean, we know the contents ahead of time. We just, rarely ever get to see these in an English environment. So let's see what we got. So we got the main man himself. We got the ceremonial sorcerer, one of the two other effect rituals. Oh, skipped ahead. We got the ceremonial knight, the warrior half. And then an ultra rare dark magician. Because obviously. And I think there's a Dark Magician package in this structure deck. Just like straight up. So let's put all the rituals to the side here. The Dark Magician girl with the heart artwork. Here we go. We got some of the ritual support. So this is the Winged Dragon, and he sets the Black Magic ritual, the one for Mob. And gives you a draw. So pretty good card, and you'll definitely see this moving forward. We got the Beaver, really good card because he brings back any of the ritual adders. I'll try and remember your name later. Here's the Graffor. He sets any of the rituals that are named on a ritual spell, so importantly, he can get back the spells for something like ceremonial sorcerer. Okay, we got the guiding Karibo. He has the funny thing where he can bring back a copy of himself, but I don't know how often you'll see this dude. We got the Wanderer or the Temple Explorer. Yeah, he revives the effect guides from your graveyard. We got the, okay, now we're moving on to the reprints. The Beeblader, shout out to Dark Paladin coming out with no support for it. Makes sense. We got Dark Executor Warlock for another Dark Magician name, but also he's solitaire support. We got Sordon? I know his name got changed in Duel Links, but the free special guy, basically. There he is Obsidian Magical Soldier. A very infamous card in Rush Duels. Because he just gains attack. Why is he so bad? And here's one of the more prominent reprints. We got a Beidai reprint in here. So you could have a reasonable deity package. Another good card, Axel Wonder Light. This card is really good to help you dig for your ritual spells. And now we got a lot of the Yugi cards. So we got the Obnoxious Celtic Guardian. If you know Dark Galaxy locals, you know the reference. And then we got some spellcaster support in the form of the Miller here. I'm not sure you're gonna run this guy because you know you don't have enough dark casters with different levels, but hey, with the upcoming main set with the Majesty of Seven's Road, you might run this guy in that deck. And here's another good card for a package in the structure deck, Legend Magician. And I believe Legend Strike is also here. Here we have the adder for the, whatchamacallit, for the Beeblader, but you're not running Beeblader in this deck. We got the Mature Dark Magician. So he has a special property where he can revive Magician of Black Chaos because he counts as Dark Magician in the graveyard. Not really worth it for that interaction, especially because he's respective, but good to know. We got the Curtain here. That is the thing that helps you find the Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. And now we have Seven's Road reprint, if I remember. So we have Magician in here. We have the Witch. And we have Sorcerer. Very handy. We got Enchanter. And we got Mage. And we even have the Vanilla as well. And peeking over here, we have our Legend spell of the structure deck, Mind Con. Intended use is to Mind Con one of your opponent's monsters and tribute them over for a ritual summon. Not sure how popular that will be, but a very fun interaction. Now we have the ritual spells. We have the Black Magic Ritual, important because it can use monsters from the hand or the field or face down, so a very flexible ritual spell. And then we have the Ceremonial Gate. This one is only for face-up monsters, and it can summon either of these two over here. So it's a flexible ritual spell at the very least. It comes with 2 copies. We have the Jewel, another infamous card from Solitaire days. Not really that useful because it can't revive the rituals, but it revives the fodder. 1,000 Knives, very classic Dark Magician card. And then the Blast over here to nuke back row. Again, classic. We have the Attack Gain spell over here. Sometimes you saw this in in Solitaire for a big damage push. We have the Draw spell, where you reveal a Dark Magician stat line or a Dark Magician stat line to send a card and draw a card. We have the Ship reprint, so another structure deck with a Ship reprint. We love to see it. And there's the Legend Strike, as I spoke about earlier. Mirror Force, classic card. Scat Thief, very handy as a generic to put in the structure deck. The Magical Retribution, which revives Dark Magician Girl and then pops a card. We have the thing that sets the 1,000 Knives and the back row nuke. And you take no battle damage. And then we have, I think this is our Hollow slot. We got a Hollow Ceremonial Knight. Cool. So I'll crack open 2 of the other structure decks off screen and we'll see what other hollows we. And we're back, and it would seem that I'm a Ceremonial Knight gamer because I got 3 hollows of him. So either I'm really unlucky or he's always guaranteed, or I just got a clump of ceremonial knights. So yeah, those were my hollow pulls. Now let's move on to what box design I got over here. Let me open it a little bit here. A cyber end, not a cyber end, what is it? A Chimera Tech deck box. So that's, I believe, one of the designs. I'll crack open two others really quick and we'll see what else we get. Okay, so our next two structure boxes are, we got a plain Rush Duel box, no monster design, just something clean. And then for the other design, we got a Harpy deck box, and you can see all the Harpy ladies are on each side. So I'd say I came out of this pretty okay. Okay, so now I think what I'm gonna do to cap off this video is I'm gonna take this clump of cards and I'm gonna give you all a sample deck list of what you can make if you can get your hands on 3 of these structure decks. Obviously, it's better if you have your own cards and own singles, like stuff like Justicar, or if you wanna run the Gaia package, all that stuff. But I'll just quickly make a deck over here and show you an example of what a ritual deck will look like. Alright everyone, here's your example deck list of what a ritual deck might typically look like. Again, this is just from structure cards. Make your own additions. You can definitely improve this deck way more. And the fact that they're rituals from the extra deck means that you're a lot flexible on what you can run. So I'll just show you what I have so far. We have 3 of the Winged Guardian, very important. You need as much ritual consistency as possible, so maxing out on this is a no-brainer. Then we have, in that vein, 3 Gafor, makes sense. This is one of your only ways to get back the ceremonial gate, so maxing out on it. Again, no-brainer. 3 of the Beaver Warrior. Does milling, revives the dudes that let you summon or get back your ritual spells. So again, all of this is going to be pretty standard, cookie cutter. The logic makes sense in that regard. Legend Magician, another form of targeted milling. This one mills whatever you want. Doesn't mill spells, but that's okay because we run the Legend Strike package. So it gives more utility to the deck. Now for the 2-ofs, I only have 2 2-ofs. We have the Explorer of the Temple here. One of the only recyclers in the deck. You don't have many shufflers in the structure deck. So you definitely need this. And he does have the utility effect of actually bringing back the effect rituals. But he's mainly here for the shuffling. And then similarly for a utility slot, I have 2 Sorcerer. Sorcerer is going to pull a lot of duty to help you get some recovery because you don't have much recovery limited, in the structure deck. So he can bring back any of the rituals that are spellcaster. He can bring back this guy if you want to get a shuffle. So he's just here mainly for the flexibility that he provides. And sending off the fodder from your field to clear it up. And now we move on to more of a utility slot and something to tribute over your little guys, and that is Axel Wonderlight. Again, we really want to dig for our monsters, we really want to find our ritual spell, and this is the best way to do it within the structure deck itself, so another no-brainer. Okay, now we move on to the high levels. Because the structure deck has a limited, spell lineup, there's very few different builds you can go for it. I'm just going for the simplest build that is, the most efficient, and that is we're running the ship build. So obviously 3 Beidai, free summon, does milling, stat manipulation, it's everything you ever want. So easy include. Since we're running the Legend Strike package, Dark Magician obviously makes sense. He's literally just here to be a guy that to be tributed off or to be Legend Striked, and then you send him off for the ritual spell. 1 Obsidian to take advantage of all the spells that we're gonna have in the graveyard. We're not gonna have too many, so I'm only running him as 1. And now your last 7, I'm running a total of 6. Can be literally anything in the structure deck that you feel is necessary. I'm, if you haven't, figured it out already, I'm a 7th Road Enjoyer, so we're running the 7th Road Magician. We actually have 4 attributes, so he can get a little beefy, and if you add stuff outside the structure deck, he can get beefier, but obviously if you have access to stuff outside of the structure deck, you're not gonna run 7th Road Magician. Now we move on to the spells. Again, very limited, but consistency, 3 ship. We love drawing cards. We love flexibility of Ship of 7 Treasures. And then since this is a ritual deck, we're maxing out on all the ritual spells. This deck is very limited in its scope, and if we can't find a ritual spell, we can't play the game at all. So we need to see these as much as possible and as many copies as possible, because the rituals sit on our extra deck. We can loop, summoning ceremonial knights and ceremonial sorcerers again and again and again. And obviously we need this one, because if we don't have mob on the field, we don't have a deck. So max out on the ritual spells, again, makes complete and perfect sense. Last spells here are the 2 Legend Strike. One of the only forms of back row removal that isn't tied to a weird condition, like having the Dark Magician on the board, so flexible, can either pop back row, bring back Dark Magician or Legend Magician, or bring back your Ritual Finders. If you have Overrush Storm, I would recommend running it in this deck. And then for our Legend spell slot, we have the Mind Con. It's not Pot of Greed or Graceful or Duster or any of the cool Legend spells, but again, it works for what you want. And then our trap lineup is pretty basic. 2 Scat Thief, helps you dig, helps you survive. I don't like Retribution because it's limited in its scope. It doesn't do what you want, and it doesn't actually interrupt until the battle phase. So I just prefer the survivability and digging of Scat Thief. And then obviously Legend Trap, Mirror Force. Field wipes are good. And then to round off the deck, because it's a ritual deck, 3 of the guy, 3 of the mob, and 3 of the sorcerer, and 3 of the knight. Why wouldn't you max out on them? They're literally free in your extra deck. And that is the deck list. Let me quickly show you all what the deck boxes look like. So it's something like this. This is the Harpy one. You can write your name or deck. This is gonna be the generic Rush one. It has a little open slot to see the contents of your deck because there isn't a design. And then the last one is the Sidra one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a standout favorite depending on your preference. This isn't all of the designs. There's ones that are not related to structure decks, but these are ones I got. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I know I haven't uploaded in a bit, but I've been working on a lot of stuff in the background. This is one of those projects, and I have another one coming up shortly. So hopefully you see that very soon. Thank you all for watching. Have fun with the rituals, and I'll see you later. Ciao!